Hey, today we're going to talk about the metaverse. The next version of the internet, you'll feel like you're by yourself, peering through a little window, making eye contact with avatars that you can wipe the sweat off of. But I'm genuinely optimistic about high fees. Everything we do online today, work, play, shop, is going to be at a grid of faces on a screen. But this isn't the end of the line. It doesn't fully exist yet. There's a lot that needs to get built. Horizon is humbling, but enough with the fun and games. I figured, let's make this special.
This chart shows the scale of the $80 billion incinerated by Meta's Reality Labs division. That figure exceeds the combined price Disney paid for Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar. The market response was immediate. In 2022, Meta stock lost 2/3 of its value, marking the single worst year in market history for a company of its size. This massive financial crater has its roots in January 2014. That's when Mark Zuckerberg tested a prototype headset from a startup called Oculus. After a mere 3 days of deliberation, he wrote a $2 billion check for the company. Zuckerberg is among the portion of the population that can use virtual reality without experiencing motion sickness. Because the demo felt like pure magic to him, he assumed the rest of the world would share his enthusiasm. That 2014 purchase established a pattern of treating a niche hardware novelty like a guaranteed successor to the smartphone, based entirely on the CEO's personal reaction. A deeper strategic anxiety drove the Oculus buyout. Despite reaching billions of users, Facebook was trapped on hardware controlled by its primary rivals, Apple and Google. That vulnerability became a crisis in 2021 when Apple introduced app tracking transparency. This simple iPhone pop-up asked users if apps could track them. Most said no. This single change cost Meta approximately $10 billion in revenue in 1 year. As the revenue hit landed, the Facebook Papers leak exposed internal documents suggesting the company knowingly prioritized profit over user safety. Zuckerberg responded to this PR disaster by rebranding the entire corporation as Meta. The new mission focused on building a proprietary hardware platform for a 3D internet. Zuckerberg aimed to move 1 billion users into an ecosystem where Meta, not Apple, dictated the rules and the commerce fees. Zuckerberg designed the multi-billion-dollar metaverse as an escape hatch from Apple's ecosystem, rather than a response to actual consumer demand. Meta applied its software mantra, move fast and break things, to the world of physical hardware. While code can be patched instantly, a headset that doesn't work simply sits on a shelf. This mirrored Microsoft's 2013 Xbox One failure. Microsoft tried to force a game console to be an everything entertainment hub, alienating their core audience. Meta repeated this by trying to make a gaming device a mandatory tool for the office. The result of this effort was Horizon Worlds, a digital space defined by sterile corporate meeting rooms and legless avatars. The hardware limitations were even more restrictive. Many users experienced nausea and headaches after just a few minutes of play. Adoption numbers were dismal. Horizon struggled to maintain 200,000 monthly users, and those who did log in rarely used it for work. Instead, the platform became a digital version of a toxic comment section. Meta tried to force a fully formed digital society onto a hardware base that was physically repellent to many users, skipping the essential step of building a product people actually wanted. Internal memos from late 2022 showed VP Vishal Shah begging his own team to use the platform. When they didn't, he threatened to hold managers accountable for their team's usage numbers, turning the metaverse into a mandatory chore. The public relations effort was equally strained. Zuckerberg posted a widely mocked selfie from a low-polygon digital Eiffel Tower, and he later demoed a leg-jumping avatar that was eventually revealed to be a completely fake pre-rendered animation. While Meta's world sat empty, platforms like Fortnite and Roblox were thriving. These services hosted concerts for millions, and they provided creators with actual income, proving that a successful metaverse already existed outside of Meta's control. This chart highlights the hypocrisy in Meta's monetization. After years of attacking Apple's 30% App Store fee, Zuckerberg launched his own virtual marketplace with a 47.5% cut on digital asset sales. Zuckerberg's version of the metaverse failed because it was a closed, heavily taxed environment designed to solve Meta's platform problems rather than provide value to users. The landscape shifted in November 2022 with the launch of ChatGPT. It reached 1 million users in 5 days, and investors responded by pressuring Meta to gut its spending and prioritize immediate profits. Meta began quietly dismantling Reality Labs. They moved Horizon Worlds off the primary Quest storefront, closed top-tier VR game studios, and shut down the entire Meta for Work business division. To fund a new focus on AI, Meta laid off 1,500 workers from the VR division. They used the savings to poach AI researchers from OpenAI and Google in a desperate attempt to catch up to the competition. Meta's strategy for stalling projects is to liquidate old bets and use the capital to buy their way into the next industry trend. The $80 billion VR loss follows a decade of failed attempts to build new product categories. The Facebook phone, Facebook dating, and the Libra cryptocurrency all launched with fanfare and ended in failure. Zuckerberg's new bet focuses on AI companions embedded in Ray-Ban smart glasses. This is simply a new delivery system for his original goal, owning the hardware platform and the data it generates. Mark Zuckerberg's most significant creation remains the social network he started in a Harvard dorm room in 2004. Every multi-billion-dollar pivot since 2004 has been an increasingly expensive attempt to prove he is capable of striking lightning twice.